This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Consider supporting us on Patreon.
Yo, what the fuck is up there, everybody out there on the YouTube social? Good boy, Papa Tikyo, coming to you live from kind of gloomy, cloudy Japan today. I just want to talk about stuff. Just kind of bitch and whine and whinge and vent today. Just about like communication and just how I'm feeling and all this crap, so let's get into it, shall we? All this shit. Of course, big shout out to today's sponsor, Nakano Shinbashi Guest House. Boom. Look, it's $400, right? Like, there's Shinjuku right there. I'm right in Nakano Shinbashi right now. You can walk to Shinjuku from here. We're so close. And why is that a big deal? Well, Shinjuku is the one train station where you can get on a train to literally almost anywhere in Japan. So you're at the hub of wherever you want to go to in Tokyo. It's the best place to be, and it's under $400. You're not going to find anything cheap like that in this kind of location. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to NordVPN. Boom. Look, I mean, if you don't want to use a VPN, that's fine, but you should. Even though I do get money from you signing up, I don't give a fuck. Don't sign up for them. Sign up for another one. Just get yourself a VPN, guys. Trust me, it's helpful. If you're young and cool, you understand. And if you're old and not cool, well, just know that it'll help you. So make sure to sign up for one. They got Seinfeld in Japanese now. You can watch it on Netflix if you use a VPN. So get on that shit. And I guess question of the day. Question of the day is did you guys ever have a bad day or a frustrating day? Tell me what, how do you get out of a funk? How do you get out of a bad day funk? Let me know in those comments down below. And if you don't know or you don't have anything to relate to that, just write down, I don't know, Tokyo housing, no, I don't want to promote anybody else's shit. Just write down Serena. Yeah, just write that down. That's funny. One of my first girlfriends that I can remember, her name was Serena. Wow. That was like foster care. Shit. That was fun. Ironic. Is that a Japanese name? Huh. Well, anyway, yeah, guys. So, today I woke up actually really well, I woke up really well. I just fucking chilled. I woke up at 7-ish, and, I had clipped my toenails 2 or 3 days before, but today I just woke up and one of my toes was just swollen. It got infected, not pussy shit infected, but just still, it was just red, it was just red and painful. And, I remember, what I usually do is, what I do if, I have, a swollen, because, I always pick my fingernails or, my toenails, and, I use, I don't use clippers. Those aren't fun. I like to use scissors, and, of course, I sanitize them beforehand, but, I like to use scissors. It's more fun, get to dig in deeper. And whenever I use toenail clippers, ironically, I always, cut my skin. I never really cut my skin when I use just regular scissors. Anyway, I guess, my toe was fine, but then, I'll go out walking all yesterday, and, the toe's all fucked up, so I just wrapped it in a bunch of duct tape and just let the swelling go down. It feels great now. I'm using it's that toe right there, and I'm just using it to, go up and down, shift the gears, and, it's pretty good, but, yeah, it's funny. Anyway, guys, I don't know, I woke up well, and then, I hate being rushed, because I always feel I have, 30 to 50 things that I gotta, micromanage, or that I gotta make sure before I, go out of the house and stuff, and it's today I go upstairs, I wake up, right, and one of the things I've been doing recently is like, you know, if I'm out all day, I have a bunch of old videos that I just have not uploaded to YouTube because it takes forever on my laptop. My laptop is fast. Like all things considered, my laptop, considering I bought it like 4 or 5 years ago, it's still relatively fast, you know? And yeah, I really, you know, like my laptop's fucking, it's good, but just one thing it's not good at is exporting videos, you know? It takes forever to export videos, and usually if you're doing that, you can't really do anything in the background just because it takes up all my memory. So like, you know, like you can like watch videos and stuff, but the quality will be shitty. And last night I'm trying to watch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner. And it gets to the part where they fucking assault their like their Ewok base or whatever, and then like, you know, it's just like 99%. I'm like, motherfucking piece of shit. And then on top of that, like I'm trying to download the rants that my editors already made, so they can have so they can delete that and free up their storage space to upload more stuff. And the internet's too slow at the guest house, like for my bedroom. And so I'm like, God damn it. So I can't download that. So they can't upload more stuff, which is fine. But like, you know, it's not rushed or anything. But like, you know, they'd like to take care of it quickly, and so would I. So it's just, but I mean, like, one of the things I've been doing is that I go out and film. You know, like this whole week I was just like, you know what? I have like 20 different videos that I've just been waiting to export that are kind of like fluffy videos, but, you know, that I've been wanting to export for a while, but I just didn't want to leave my computer out or whatever. So I just put it in my room, and I just, like, you know, I let the exporting thing happen. And, like, it's great. You know, I've been out every day this week, and my laptop's just been, like, I've been able to export, like, almost, like, what, like 17 videos? And, like, you know, some of them are like city pop compilations, some of them are old vlogs, you know, some of them are old rants. Like, it feels good that while I'm out, my computer's doing work too, you know? And you know, it's just but I haven't gone upstairs all week. Like, I have not been there. It's so funny, the one week I decide like to just kind of like go out every day is the same day everybody else decides to go out. But when I'm at home, it's like always the busiest time where there's so many people there cooking or, like, you know, partying. It's like, yeah, I can't win. Yeah, I remember, like, it reminds me of like when I was staying in the group home in Longmont, Colorado, and I was the youngest in the group home. Everyone was like 13 and up. I think I was like 11. And I had like this guy who was, his name was Rich, and he was like a married dude, but his kids had already gone to college, and he just wanted to like help out, you know, give back to the community or whatever. Like, you know, he's a really good guy, and what he would do is he'd just like take me out to like food and stuff, and just like kind of be somebody to talk to, and just kind of check in on me, you know, because I wasn't obviously talking to my mom or the social workers. I wasn't telling them everything, and, you know, I didn't talk, well, my teachers didn't give a shit about me, and, you know, it's just all this fucking bullshit, you know. But I remember one time he was like, I'll let you go out to a, he's like, we're gonna go watch a movie, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I haven't seen a movie in like almost a whole year. And the guy running the guest house, or the group home, was like, go see The Waterboy. The Waterboy had just come out, right, with Adam Sandler. And he was like, go see The Waterboy. You should really go see it. And I'm like, what? Nah, like, you know, I'm still 11, right? And I'm like, the Rugrats movie came out. And I'm like, I'm kind of old for Rugrats. But I'm like, it's the Rugrats movie. You know, like, it's Rugrats in a movie. You know, and like, and I'm with this dude who doesn't care, you know? And so, like, my friends aren't going to make fun of me for it. And, like, he'll drive me there. And, like, you know, he's just, like, you know, he won't give me shit for seeing that movie. So I went to go see it. And at the time, the group home, the guy who was in charge of the group home decided to take all the guys there, like 10 of them, out to go see The Waterboy. And he's like, where were you? I didn't see The Waterboy. I was like, what? What are you talking about? And he's like, we all went to go see The Waterboy. And I was like, well, fuck, why did you choose the night that I go out with, like, this guy to, like, I'm like, I would have liked to go to The Waterboy with you guys, like, you know. But, yeah, I don't know, it's just something like that. It's like, what a wasted opportunity. But yeah, you know, and it's October while I'm filming this now, to give you guys some kind of timestamp. depending on how fast the editors get to this, I'll release it as soon as whatever. But, you know, this year it's special because I released this, you know, I made a video a year ago in November 2020 before I made all my New Year's resolution goals and everything. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's creeping up on me, you know? Like, it's gonna be almost a year. And what I did was I made a video in November 2020, and I didn't release it. It called, like, you know, where will I be in November 2021? And it's like, in that video, I'm still eating McDonald's every day. I'm still, like, kind of finding my footing and stuff. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's coming up almost on a year anniversary of when I made that video, and it's going to be released in a month or two. And it's just like, has anything really changed? You know, because you always got to look at the surface. You just look at surface level stuff, because that's the only thing people look at. Everyone says that they're not superficial and they don't look at the surface, but they totally look at the surface. And yeah, it's like, you know, I'm the same weight. Like, I quit fucking fast food for the most part. You know, I haven't had a soda since fucking March, April. And it's like, but I'm still fat. I think I'm like almost like 178 kilos, like, or more. Like, I feel like it, you know? And it could just be shit and like water weight in my body, and it could just be bloating, but it's just like, you know, it's frustrating, you know? Like, I went to my uncle's house the other day, and he started giving me shit about, like, you know, being fat. And I was like, you know, I've been going to the gym. Like, I made a New Year's resolution to go to the gym 3 times a week, and I've been going, you know? And he's like, the gym doesn't mean shit, mate. You know, it's all about proper eating. And he's like, you need to lose weight and fast, or else you're going to die. You're going to die of heart disease or diabetes. And I was like, well, you know, I was like, I've been doing proper steps, you know? And he's like, well, it's not fucking working. And I was like, you know, people don't change overnight, dude. And I was like, aren't you going to give me any credit for doing that 3-week water fast? You know, I fasted for 3 weeks. You haven't fasted. Well, actually, now he has. But, you know, like, my uncle originally told me, you know, in March that I reminded him of a heroin addict or somebody that's, like, just strung out on booze or drugs. And it's like, he's like, I care about you. But every single time I see you, you're just, like, looking more horrible and shit, dude. And, like, you know, realize you got this big gloomy cloud looming over you, and you got to take care of it, you know? And I was like, dude, like, and, like, to me, I was like, are you going to give me no credit for, like, quitting fast food and not having any soda? And it's like, none of that matters. And he's like, it's not enough, Mike. It's not enough. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I understand it's not enough, but it's just like, well, what do you suggest? He's like, intermittent fasting every other day. And then every other day you just do a fast and you don't eat. And he's like, you'll fucking shed weight, and you'll get any, like, toxins or whatever bullshit out of your body. And I was like, so have one meal one day, and then the other day just don't eat anything. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, you know, that sounds stupid. And he's like, well, you're fat, you know? You got tons of fucking storage food. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you've done fasting for 3 weeks. You know how good it is. And I was like, yeah, man, but that was so hard, you know? That was like being in hell. And not like physically being in hell, but like getting back into food after that. Like, you know, I don't ever want to feel hungry like that again, you know? That was horrible. Like, because when you're on the food fast, it's not that you're hungry. In fact, you're not, you know? But you get these, you know, like, I felt very fatigued. I felt like I was going to throw up. I got the first hernia I've ever had, you know? Like, that was not fun. And, you know, yeah, so I got that, and, I just, you know, like, it's scary to go on the fast again, and then it's like, well, why don't you go on keto or something? And it's like, well, because keto is just so, you have to be such a perfectionist how you eat. You know, it's like, well, you can eat whatever you want. You can eat meat and cheese and butter, and I'm like, yeah, but the thing is, those things taste better with the things I'm not allowed to eat, you know? Like, those things, butter tastes better on bread. You know, hamburgers taste better with bread. Meatballs taste better with pasta, you know? And it's like, what's the point of enjoying them? It's like saying, like, hey, man, you know, it's the difference between, like, a blowjob or sex and a hand job, you know? You'll still come, but it's not the best cum. And it's like, well, you could have that versus best cum. And I'm like, yeah, but, you know, Yeah. What school is this? Rikyo Primary School. Oh shit, I didn't even know Rikyo had a primary school. This is like rich kids right here, guys. This is like a Christian school. I love it. They even have security guards here. Wow, I wonder how much it costs here. People go here because if you go to this elementary school, it's easier to get into Rikyo Daigaku. So like, you know, in Japan they have a system where if you go through the elementary school, then it's easier to go to the middle school and then through the high school. And then you can get to the college from there. And it's like, yeah, fucking A, dude. But, what is this building? Is this still an elementary school? Oh, this is a college campus, right? Ribiera. Ribbed for her era. This is Rikyo. I remember, yeah, Tokyo Kuni and I had lessons over here. I remember Tokyo Kuni got me a sweet job here. Like, you know, for a couple weeks where I just participated in this English language exchange program. And I got paid really well. Kuni kicked ass. I think I went to the JLPT at this school too. I failed it, but it was pretty funny. I love it. That sign says to all of the Gakusei Shokun, like, you know, to all of the bright-eyed young students, no loud, don't be loud, don't be crazy, don't throw trash. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. All of these kids are just rich people kids. They don't give a fuck about your stupid ass rules, you know. But anyway, yeah, just frustrated about that. Frustrated with, like, you know, it's funny, like I don't know, it's just like I'm angry at the miscommunication, you know? Like one of the comments I got today on my YouTube channel was like, I made a comment on my YouTube, like on the YouTube video I released today, that it's like, you guys keep complaining that all I do is make videos about other Japan YouTubers. And at one point in the video I said that, and the guy responded with like, well, yeah, it's true. And I'm like, what? Like, you know, and it's like, it made me frustrated because in my eyes, I didn't see that I was making my whole channel a drama channel, like fucking Keemstar. Like, I didn't have popcorn. I wasn't acting obnoxious. I wasn't just spreading light rumors, you know? Like, I was just talking about, like, introducing other YouTubers to my viewers. That's all, you know? It's a YouTube-related fucking Japan channel. Like, nothing more, nothing less, dude. But anyway, it's just like, yeah, that kind of pissed me off because I'm like, obviously, you know, it's like the whole, that half-baked quote, you know, is like, man, Thurgood, you said you gave Mary Jane a pearl necklace, man. And he's like, you obviously missed the point of that story, Brian. Like, I feel like you guys have missed the obvious point of my story, you know? And the thing is that when you're on YouTube, it is nice to appeal to people that are not just in it for the superficial, just yay, fun, boink, boink shit, and then they can move on, you know? But at the same time, like, that's all it is. You're just appealing to the dumbest fucking person in your audience, so they'll like your shit, you know? Like, everybody, and even if they're not dumb, it's just the attention span's not there. So, like, you know, like, and that's one thing that I notice of a lot of smaller YouTubers. They think that they're going to be big immediately, and so they have like this perfectionist mentality. Like, I've been dealing with this one girl, her name's Miyuki, and you know, I got introduced to her by one of the guys to the guest house because they worked on the same independent movie together. And you know, and she's like, I really want to get easy money, so I was thinking about doing live streaming. And I'm like, you are so naive. How old are you? She's like, I'm 23. And I'm like, well, dude, like, you have to learn about the system, man. Like, or you have to hire an agent to do this for you, and you got to listen to that agent. And it's just like, it's just so half-assed. Like, it's just like, I can tell she's just some young chick that just wants to she wants to people please. She wants to please the people. Like, she wants attention. She wants to be considered an adult, you know? She's still fucking 23 years old, and she lives with her parents, you know? And, but she's funny. She's funny, she's spontaneous. She's actually pretty, like, good at emoting. I don't know about the acting, but emoting, yeah, she's pretty funny. Like, I made a couple videos. If you guys are on Instagram, you would have seen her, where I'm just like, hey, say something funny, and then she freaks out. Like, that was good, like, that was natural. I didn't tell her to do that. She was just like, and I'm like, okay, that's good, we can use this. But the thing is that, like, I told her, I was like, dude, if I'm going to give you some shout outs, can you at least update your Instagram? Because, like, what's the point of a shout out if no one's going to be interested in your shit? And I was like, post some more pictures, like, you have all these different pictures of you looking good, like, and like, here, and I like out of her whole, like, phone thing or whatever that she had, like, I picked like 10 pictures. They're really good. And she's like, yeah, but Japanese people wouldn't like those pictures. And I was like, I thought you wanted to. I was like, why the fuck are you talking to me then? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, with me, I have no Japanese fucking viewers, so you're only gonna get Western viewers. And she's like, oh, well, that's fine. And I'm like, so you want Western viewers? Yeah, but you don't want to put up pictures that Westerners would like. Well, and I'm like, why are you wasting my time, dude? Like, either do what I say or fuck off. Like, it's not that hard. And it's just like, I feel like I'm just kind of stuck, or not stuck, but it's just like, I'm feeling rushed because the Rocket guys want me to help them with this project. But they, like, communication is tough because of the time zone difference. And, like, I need to help them. Like, I need to basically film and buy this thing that's really easy. Or it sounds really easy, but it does take work. They want me to buy this doll and, like, go film me buying the doll and stuff, or, like, borrowing it or whatever. And it's just it's frustrating, because it's like, it's not that easy, and, like, I have to front the money and everything, and that's fine. I know they're good for it, but it's just like, and I owe them, I owe them for helping me. So it's like, I'm not gonna say no, but it's just like, I had other plans this week, but now it's like, nah, I gotta do that now for them, because I owe them, and that's fine. But it's just like, I'm out, like, at home, the videos are exporting. The weather report said it was going to be sunny all week. Look, it's all drought. It's all, like, fucking just, gray and shitty, which is fine. But, I mean, gray and shitty means that it might rain, which I don't have any rain gear. It's just one little thing after another and another. Like, my bank, like, I had, like, over, like, fucking 40 pounds in change, in loose change here. And I, like, I took it to my bank, like my main bank, for savings, and they were like, yeah, we're going to charge you $20 for every 1,000 coins. And I'm like, what the fuck bullshit is that? I've done this multiple times. And they're like, yeah, since, like, last year, it's a new rule. And I'm like, so you guys have these giant change machines? Yeah. And I've been a customer of your guys for over 10 years. Yeah. And you're going to charge me $20 for every 1,000 coins? Yeah. Well, sir, if you don't want to do that, you could always use the ATM. And I was like, okay, ATM, huh? And I'm like, well, ATM, how much is the ATM? And they're like, it's free. And I'm like, well, what's the catch? And they're like, well, you can only put 80 coins in there at once. And I'm like, okay. So I went to my bank, or I went to the ATM, and I took one of the chairs from their lobby, and I just sat down, and, like, I'm not even joking, like 25 to 30 times I put in all the fucking coins. And yeah, it was and then my bank flagged me, because I normally just have, like, my I just put one thing of savings in there every month, but they flagged me for, like, having so much activity. And then they're like, we need to confirm what your job is to make sure you're not money laundering. And I'm like, it was $8 at a time, you fucks. And it's just like, and then, I get this letter, and I don't know if it's compulsory. I don't know if I have to send it to them or not, but it's this letter being like, what's your job? How much money do you make? How much money do you plan on putting in this bank account? It's, like, very intrusive. And I was like, didn't I already give you all that information 10 years ago? And two, why are you sending this to me only a week after I put all those coins in the ATM? And so it's like, if it was America, I could see, like, oh, this is not mandatory. Oh, this is mandatory, It's easier for me to kind of, like, differentiate the two. But in Japan, I didn't know, so it's like I show it to Tetsu. He's like, oh yeah, man, you got to send it in. I show it to my Japanese aunt, and she's like, oh no, you don't need to send it in. I'm just like, oh, it's so frustrating. So frustrating, you know? And then the doctor says I have high blood pressure, but then he gives me these pills that totally fucking just kill me and just make me horrible, make me feel bad. And then it's just like the doctor says I have low testosterone, and then she's only there once a week. And then I'm like, well, even then, like, are there any downsides to taking testosterone? And she's like, no, there aren't. And then, like, one of my transgender fucking subscribers is like, well, actually, if you take too much testosterone, it'll boost the estrogen in your body, which will actually be really bad. And that's how, like, steroid users get their balls all shrink to, like, raisins because they have too much testosterone. I'm like, fuck. So it's just like, I'm just so much shit's coming into my head, and I just don't know, like, what order to put them in to do. You know, it's so frustrating. And then, like, also too, like, my bags on my bike, you know, when I got them first, they came with this, like, kind of seal that you put on top of the thing like this, and then you put the bags over it. And then when I took it to my repair guy, I was like, I have these seal things. I should put those on first, right? And he's like, oh, you don't need them. And then my bags kept hitting my wheels when I was going on the fucking trips, and now they've got holes in them. So that's like $120 down the drain because I can't fix those holes. And now, like, because there were holes, the winter clothes that I had there for emergencies are all moldy and shit. And then I take them upstairs to the fucking guest house and I wash them. And they fucking, you know, I first boil them to kill the mold or whatever. I boil the shit out of them in, like, the sink, you know, put some, like, you know, soap in there or whatever and let it sit, and then drain it. And then I put it in the washing machine and wash it like 3 times. And they still smell like mold, which means that there's mold in there, which means if I fucking breathe it in, it could die or something. You know, it's just so frustrating. And, you know, on top of this, like, one of my longtime viewers / like, you know, temporary roommate, you know, he's like, oh, you know, what should I do? You know, like, I can't believe you're still in the guest house. He kind of gave me, like, that kind of vibe mail. And I was like, you've just been going around Asia since since you graduated college, and you're just banging chicks and just burning bridges left and right at every fucking English teaching place that you can get. And he's like, yeah, man, but I have been traveling around Asia and banging chicks. And I was like, yeah, but you wasted your 20s, dude. Well, I mean, that's technically what your 20s should be for. I guess it's just fucking around. But I was like, you built up no career skills for yourself. You know, you built no base for yourself. And so it's like, you're just starting from scratch, anything you do, man. You know, and he's like, well, why do you stay in the guest house? And I was like, I stay in the guest house because I only work 1 day a week at a real jobby job, and then I do YouTube, and because of that, I'm able to save at least, you know, $1,000 to $2,000 a month just from being there and only working 1 fucking day a week, like, at a jobby job, dude. And he's like, well, that's only $12,000 a year or something. And I was like, you know, at bare minimum, I'm like, do you have $12,000 or whatever? You know, and he's like, no. And I'm like, well, it's not nothing, but hey, and, like, you know. And that's only for, like, 1 year. And that's 1 year of not working. You got to remember, the first year and a half I was here, I was working every fucking week on top of getting YouTube money. So, I don't know. It's just like, I'm frustrated because it's like I want to get, you know, like, it's like my friend, he's kind of, he's not pressuring me, but he's just like, you know, my immigration lawyer buddy, he wants to help me get Japanese citizenship, and it's like, well, I can't get it until I move out of the guest house, but I can't get out of the guest house, so I'll make enough money on a regular basis. And I can't get enough money on a regular basis unless I get a full-time job again and dedicate all my week to somebody else's fucking job, and then hopefully I have enough money or I have enough energy after that job to do YouTube. And then, like, my own subscribers are complaining that my videos now are not even about me, they're about just talking on a fucking motorcycle, you know, and cruising around Tokyo. And I'm like, that's not what I intended. And it's like, well, that's what we see. And it's like, you know, out of the whole fraction of everybody who watches my shit, only maybe 1% of them actually fucking contribute comments, and the rest either just complain or they just, like, get bored and fuck off. And it's like, I know what I need to do. I need to make more videos about myself. I need to do it. And I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just, it's just, fuck, I don't know, everything's fucked. Everything's fucked. Like, you know, like, what is it? I'm not a guy who, like, I try to actively like consciously not compare myself to other people, because I know that's like a dark path to go down. Because when you do that, it's just, there's always, like, you know, even Jeff Bezos or somebody could just find a way to make themselves feel like shit comparing themselves to other people, you know. And I don't know, I just fuck, I don't know, it just feels like an overwhelmingly heavy, dark coffee cloud of pollution just all like surrounding my head for the last couple days, and I don't like it. You know, like, I just, like, part of me just wants to, like, curl up in a ball and just watch movies all week in my room, you know, in my tiny little box room. And, you know, like, the thing is, too, is that, like, I got angry at myself, like, today, because it's like, you know, I went on Reddit, which you should never do. I went on Reddit a couple days ago, or maybe even a week ago or whatever, and there's, like, you know, there's these Reddit groups that sometimes like to talk shit about people in Japan, and I got angry because, not at what they said, but I got angry at the fact that, like, that they were pointing out stuff that I don't feel that bad about, and I'm like, am I just so separated from reality that I don't understand, or like that's not a priority to me, and like that's not healthy, that's not normal? Or is it just these guys, like, you know, like, or is it like, nah, these guys don't know half the fucking story, and they're just talking shit just in order to get a rise out of me, so, like, whatever, fuck them. Because, like, sometimes, like, you know, your critics will have some of the best advice, you know? Like, I remember these guys who made a podcast about talking shit about Japan vloggers and stuff, like, you know, one of their criticisms for me is, like, don't just talk about going places or stories, like, actually go somewhere and film a vlog, like, you know, go out of Tokyo and film something. And I'm like, yeah, you know, like, that's actually, yeah, I understand, they want to see more of me in there. And I don't know, it's just like I'm almost gonna be in my mid-30s, and it's like, what do I have to show for it? I have savings, which is nice, but it's like my YouTube channel has more subscribers, which is nice. It's making a bit more money, which is nice, but it isn't like fast growth. I thought it would be at least like not necessarily doubled, but like, you know, definitely more than like a third, like, you know, like up by 33% or something. But no, it's just always like a slow, sluggish race. And then I realized, like, you know, since last year I've just been doing the same thing, you know. I've just been putting out fluff, you know, just rants every other fucking, you know, like rants every like 2 times a week, and then a fluff vlog or a fluff video or a fluff compilation on Sundays, and I get like 2,000 views per video. And I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. This is all my fault, and I'm angry at myself because it's just like, you know, I know what I need to do, but I just can't ever get fucking organized in my head. And then, like, and then my head goes all crazy too. It's like, is this because I'm fat? Is this because I have high blood pressure? Do the ADHD meds that I'm on even fucking work? You know? It's just one thing after another. And it's just, it sucks because I hate feeling this way, you know? And I know that being human is part of this. You gotta have days like this where you're just like, you know, like want to just go full beast mode and grab a block of cement and just crush it with your claws, you know? I know that it's necessary. It's a part of the life here, you know? You gotta fucking deal with it. And, you know, it's just, I don't like feeling like this, you know? I don't want to feel like it, but, my ass, dick, and my balls. And like today too, I'm supposed to meet up with a subscriber of mine in Ikebukuro, and he's been working nights, and but this guy really helped me out a bunch, so I want to go and, like, you know, like, he said, like, let's go get lunch, so I'm like, yeah, that's fine, but I know that he's been working nights, and, like, you know, I messaged him to say, like, hey, I'm gonna be coming to, like, I was like, I'm already in Ikebukuro, I'm already there earlier, and, you know, and he hasn't responded to the message, which means he's probably still sleeping from the nap, which means that I just came out here for nothing, you know. I came out here to hang out with him just because he had been in quarantine for a while, you know. I mean, the good news is that they have sushi here, so I can eat some sushi, and that's nice, but, you know, it's just one of those days, you know. You're feeling all frustrated for no fucking reason. But anyway, I know that all these things will be able to be fixed in time, given time, and given focus. You know, the proper amount of focus and action. You know, it's not just planning; it's about execution too, right? And I think that it's been good that for the last couple of weeks I've been getting out of my head and kind of like going on these motorcycle trips around Japan, and you know, especially now since it's fall, you know, it's pretty cool that it's fall and I get to go out and like, you know, I love this weather. My body is made for this weather, you know. My body's made to enjoy the fruits of fall, you know. And I just it's so frustrating, just like everything, you know. Sometimes it's just like my uncle and my aunt both just like, they're probably the most important people to me in Tokyo right now. And they've always been there for me. Anytime, like I remember when I had a huge breakup with like a girlfriend that was my longest term girlfriend here, and like I remember my uncle would let me call him like every day and just bitch. And of course, like he'd bitch back at me because he's Australian, but I mean, like, you know, he let me do that, you know. Not like a lot of people that you think are your friends, when you get to the worst part in your life, they'll ditch you, you know. And everybody needs to go through that though, because it's like everyone needs that hard taste of reality, that like, you know, it's until your hard times where your friends really prove if they're your friend or not, you know. And my uncle and my aunt both got coronavirus, and I was really scared that I might lose them because they're old. And I was just like, shit, like if they're gone, I have nobody to talk to, you know. Like I got nobody, like, I mean, out of everything else, like, you know, they help me with stuff too, but it's just like at the end of the day, like I wouldn't be able to talk to them and just go to their house and just chill, you know. And like that really made me scared, you know, because it's like I got coronavirus, I didn't get the vaccine yet, and I'm just scared that the vaccine, I don't know, it's just like out of all these people, out of all this research and everything, like I don't want to sound like an anti-vaxxer, because I do think vaccines are important, but I feel like because of this one came so suddenly that like even if they had done research for previous COVID variants, that like this one is just like they, you know, they made this so fucking quickly. And anytime somebody dies and it's coincidentally they die after getting the vaccine, the media automatically like does like kind of like a dirt job on whoever, and they try to dishearten or like discredit anybody who speaks out about anything, especially in other countries except Japan. Japan was like one of the first countries that they're like, nah, dude, like fuck you, like tell us what's in the vaccine, you know. We're not going to give it to our people until you tell us exactly what the fuck's in there, and let us examine it ourselves. And then on top of that, we're going to give people ivermectin. And it's like, well, that's for animals. No, we're going to give them the human version too. And it's like, well, that's not okay. And it's like, well, fuck you guys. This is our, you know, this is Japan. We'll do whatever the fuck we want. And you know, I like that about Japan. I like that they don't trust anybody off the top of their head. And I hate that this whole corona situation has just turned people into like two different groups of just like, you know, vaccinated, not vaccinated. Like, I didn't think masks were a big deal for a while, but since I've been exercising more and shit, it's just like, you know, it is hard to breathe, but I still put on a mask everywhere I go. But it is hard to breathe sometimes, you know, with that shit on. And it's just the fact that like, it's just the fact that we can't wear that. And like people give me shit in my comment section too for being some kind of sheep because I wear the mask. And I'm like, dude, I'm not forcing anybody to wear any mask. I'm gonna wear a mask. And you know what? If you don't want to wear it, that's fine, but just don't come near me, you know? Like, don't give me shit. Like, you do you, I'll do me, man. But it's just like, it just seems like America just keeps getting divided and divided and divided, and just the whole world's pissing off everybody, you know. Like, America wants to make it a law now where if you, like in Philadelphia, where if you make any transactions over $600, they're gonna flag it, which automatically is already in their system anyway, but they're gonna flag it so they can check on it later. You know, fucking China keeps fucking with Taiwan and sending planes over to fuck with them, and you know, like, just keep agitating the shit out of them. Fucking Putin's talking shit, saying the US dollar's not going to be worth shit in a while. The company that makes all those fucking non-stick frying pans, it turns out that they fucking They knew, thanks to an internal investigation, they knew that their product was bad, and they never disclosed that to the public. And they not only just gave it to people, but they also disposed of a lot of their shit into the river system and water. And then it's like, but it's like they've been doing that, and like the EPA can't do shit apparently because everything, investigations into like chemical companies or whatever in America can only be instigated by the actual company itself, which, like, what the fuck? And it's just like, there's just so much fucked up shit going on in the world, and it's like, it's hard just to just turn off my brain and ignore it, and then I got my own shit to deal with too, so it's just, I don't fucking know. But I do know one thing, is that if my subscriber, one of the reasons I chose this place is because I knew that my subscriber might not show up. And normally I don't meet subscribers unless they like did something really nice for me. Unfortunately, I don't really meet up with anybody just because they're like, oh man, I really like your YouTube videos. I'm like, I don't really care about that anymore. I appreciate it, but I don't care. Half the people that watch my videos now aren't even subscribers. It says almost every video, 50% of you guys are just people that come to check in on the video, which is weird, but okay. I don't know why people sub in the first place if they're not going to watch the videos. Which I think is funny, that it's like on a 2,000 view video, like 1,000 of you guys aren't even there. So that means like almost 99% of my fucking audience, don't watch my fucking videos. So it's just like, why sub, But I know that that's part of the game. I mean, fucking PewDiePie has like, 80 million subscribers, and he only gets like 1 million views per video. So I understand that's part of the game. But anyway, I chose here because I knew that if that guy flaked out on me, that I need to buy some new fat guy clothes, and there's a fat guy shop here. And I needed to buy some new stuff anyway, like a new jacket for winter, a leather jacket. I'm going to go see what kind of leather jackets they got there. And yeah, I mean, that's one of the nice things about it getting colder, though, is that I want to start Serpent ZAing this shit up and wearing a suit more. And so that'll be fun. Start wearing a suit more and everything and just chilling. So there's tons of stuff for me to do here, even if he doesn't show up. And I'm okay with that. But anyway, I don't know. I just... normally I vent this kind of stuff to my buddy, but I wanted to get that out because, well, one, I wanted to make a rant today about something, and two, make a rant about something that isn't about somebody except me. And, just fucking whinge, get the shit off my chest. But anyway, I'm Papa Tikyo. If you guys made it this far, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe bell to get notified when another video comes out. Make sure to hit that like button too. And if you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure to fucking check out the playlist at the end of this to see more. Anyway, I'm Papa Tikyo. This has been Tikyo Rants. You guys stay black. Talk to you later.